What's going on, you guys? My name is Zach Hartley and welcome back to another weekly watch list video. In this series, I share with you what trades I'm making, how I feel about the markets, and what stocks are at the top of my watch list going into next week. So let's dive right in and start with this trade here. I posted this on June 5th in my weekly watch list 2 weeks ago. It was Citius Pharmaceuticals, and I said, hey guys, we're approaching resistance again at 240. We've been rejected 2 or 3 times so far, but we have increasingly higher lows. That's creating this wedge right here, and I was looking for a breakout above 240. I said that looks like a great opportunity. This was on June 5th, 2 weeks ago. Stock was trading at $2.33. Now the stock is trading at $3.69, and you can see that is exactly what happened. Was a very clean breakout. We went higher, we came down, retested it, and then over the last kind of 5-6 days, it has just skyrocketed to a high of $3.87, and currently right now it's up about $1.30 from where I pointed it out to you. I did make the trade on this one. I'm in at $2.59 right here. It's currently trading at $3.69, so we're up 42% on this one, which is absolutely phenomenal. I also posted my exact entry into the stock in my Discord chat, so if you're interested in joining my Discord chat and seeing when I'm actually making the trades, you can sign up. There's a link in the description down below. It's $5 per month, and I'm trying to build a community of traders so that you're not sitting at home alone doing all the research on your own. You can do it with everybody else here, and you can see what I'm trading as well. Now, the NASDAQ, this is really important. We need to talk about this because there's a lot going on right now. So this is the NASDAQ, and this represents, you could say, a lot of tech companies and a lot of just kind of innovative companies. And so the NASDAQ is approaching this very key level here of 14,200, and it's been rejected very hard twice already at this exact level. Once right here in February and again right here in April, and now we are at that exact same level again, and we weren't able to break through it last week. And so what's going to happen here is that we're either going to trade sideways, we're going to come all the way back down to some level of support down here, or we are going to break through and we're going to have a really nice week next week. It's going to be one of those 3 options. And as of right now, I have a couple of concerns because so far it's proven to be very strong resistance. We weren't able to break through it last week. And when you go down here and you look at the S&P 500, you can see that yes, we set a new high, but on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, we dropped pretty significantly. So not a good sign from the S&P 500. And if you look at the Dow Jones, it's been red for basically 2 weeks in a row. And we had a major fall off on Friday compared to Thursday. We pretty much gapped down. And we are now basically testing this trend line that's been there for about a year, maybe just a little bit more. And so the Dow Jones does not look very good at all. The S&P does not look good in a slightly less way, and the NASDAQ is approaching a very key level of resistance right here. So the markets are kind of at this at an inflection point right now where it's either going to turn around and it's going to do really well over the next week, or I think we could see some pain. Now, when we look at Bitcoin, Bitcoin is definitely feeling some pain right now. It worked its way back up to $40,000 US, and now it has fallen back down to about $35,000, $36,000 US. So it hasn't been able to kind of get out of this channel right here. It looks like we do have some support between 30 and 32,000, but it's going to be really interesting. As of right now, Bitcoin is trading sideways within a channel, and it's pretty choppy. We need to see it break above $40,000 US. We now have a resistance level at $40,000. Now, when it comes to earnings for this week ahead, there isn't a whole lot going on. We've got BlackBerry, FedEx, and Nike reporting Thursday after the bell, but we don't have a whole lot going on throughout the week. Probably a couple smaller companies, but nothing too major as of right now to talk about. Now, a couple companies that I want to point out to you, because I think there's some opportunities over the next week if things go well. So if the NASDAQ breaks out, technology does well, and the markets do well next week, these are some companies that I think will also do well. Number one being TWLO. As you can see here, this is a company that has seen some good growth and has seen a pretty significant pullback over the last kind of 3 to 4 months here since February. It's down from 457 all the way down to below $300 here. So at like a 25-30% discount, and now it's starting to come back. It's crossed our moving averages. It's come out of the oversold zone of the RSI. The MACD is starting to look good. We have a little bit more volume over the last few days, and we are starting to approach a trend line right here that you can see where if we break through this, that's going to be kind of confirmation of a trend change, or at least it's going to be a good sign of it. So I'm watching TWLO closely come Monday, Tuesday, but it is very tech connected. This is a company that basically helps companies like Airbnb service customer service, so that TWLO is the platform that Airbnb uses to help their customers on all of the different Facebook, Instagram, their website, the phone line, all of the different things. Twilio's like that center connection. So I really like the business model, and I think it should grow with time. Now, one position that I did take this week was Mercado Libre. I really like this company. They're kind of like the Amazon of South America, and they're growing extremely fast. They fell from a high of 2020 all the way down to 1,300. We have now seen some good signs of a recovery here. We crossed out of the oversold zone in our RSI. We got a crossover in the MACD, some decent volume, some pretty good support right here around 1,300. We've crossed through our moving averages, and we've crossed through our trend line. So as of right now, things look pretty good for Mercado Libre. First level of resistance here is going to be around 1,650, and I'd really like to see it get back up to $2,000. That'd be really nice. That's what I'm looking for. Next company I want to point out to you though is Manulife Financial. This company trades in the US as well as Canada, and the reason I like this company is because it's a pretty good company just overall. The business model, the financials all look good. They have a high of around 27.60 right here, but the company has fallen since kind of March of this year. It's now currently trading at $24. The reason I like $24 is because one, it has acted as support already. It is now back to that support level, and this trend line right here, I didn't want to zoom out too far, but this trend line goes back for at least a year now, and it's got some pretty significant support. So if we see a bounce off of $24 for Manulife Financial come Monday, Tuesday, I do think it's a great entry point. And on top of that, the stock pays a 4.6% dividend. So there's a lot of good things for Manulife Financial, especially if you're looking to add to your dividend portfolio. If you find support at $24 for Manulife Financial, I think that's a great investment. Okay, now a big company approaching all-time highs right now is Amazon. This is going to be one of the companies where if the NASDAQ breaks out, Amazon's going to continue to go. If the NASDAQ gets rejected, Amazon's going to get rejected. It's going to be one of those two things that happens next week with Amazon, but I do like this opportunity. I like the company long-term. Amazon is only going to grow over the next 5-10 years. We've got increasing volume right now, but we are starting to approach the overbought zone of the RSI, so it's going to be really interesting to see what happens here. Amazon is going to be pretty well correlated to the NASDAQ this week. At least that's my expectation. So if the NASDAQ starts to move higher, I do think Amazon's going to do the same thing. Now, Shopify is also approaching all-time highs here, right around $1,500 US. I really like this company. I added shares to my long-term portfolio earlier in the week, so I was able to capture some of this gain right here. But the same thing with Shopify. If Monday, Tuesday open up as bloodbaths for technology, Shopify and Amazon are going to get rejected. But if Monday, Tuesday open up good, the week starts off well, then Shopify and Amazon are going to do extremely well next week. That's my prediction. Okay, next company I want to point out here is ChargePoint. I really like this chart because as you can see, we got a pretty clear trend line coming down here, and then the stock literally tested $20 4 times. You can see it once right here in March, again right here basically end of March, beginning of April, again right here middle of April, and again in the middle of May right here. You can see it literally tested $20 4 different times. Since then, it's now moved from $20 to $33, so it's up by more than 50% just in the last month and a half, which is absolutely phenomenal, and it is breaking through the previous levels of resistance here. So if we see this continue to climb, it's a good sign. Now honestly, this has been very steady growth, so you are going to see a pullback at some point. This cannot continue forever, but as of right now, this was just a beautiful breakout and bounce trade. Anytime you see a stock bounce off the same level 4 times, that just shows that there is such a key level of support there that you need to probably take an entry on the next bounce. That is exactly what happened here with ChargePoint. You might be too late into this one if you are short-term swing trading, but long-term, I think this company is going to do extremely well, especially as more and more of these vehicle manufacturers start to produce electric vehicles without a charging network like Tesla. Now, speaking of Tesla, this is what the chart looks like. As you can see, we had our highs here of $900 and we fell down to $539 right here. We made our way back up to around $750 and we came all the way back down to the exact same level of around $550 here. Now we're trading sideways. We're at about $620 right now, and what I am looking for is either a very clean and strong move up to break through this trend line, break through our moving averages, and really build some momentum here, or I want the price to come back down to $550. I want it to establish support at $550. I'll probably buy in at $550, $575, somewhere in there, and try to ride the bounce off of support here. Now, if it breaks through $550, that's when you get out of it, that's when you exit it, and that's when you buy back in lower. This is going to be a tricky one because Tesla, even at these levels at a 30% discount, is still fairly expensive compared to most car companies. Now, one of my favorite companies here is Adobe. I pointed this one out months ago back when we were bouncing off of 420 here. Next company I want to talk about is Adobe. If it bounces off 420, you've got a nice easy ride up to 500 before you see any major resistance. Here, as you can see, we broke all the way up to over $500 on that trade. It was a really nice one. We did have a pullback here, but now we have just broken through all-time highs. We broke through the resistance that was set back here. We came back down and tested it, and over the last 2 days, we saw the stock move from below 540 to set a new high of $570. This is basically the breakout, the retest, and now it is moving higher. So I do like Adobe. I am considering adding it to my long-term portfolio, as well as maybe a quick swing trade here. We'll see how high I can go. Maybe we get to $600 before the next pullback. We'll kind of see what happens, but Adobe is definitely pretty high up on my watch list for next week, but it is behind Fiverr. Fiverr is where I think there could be a big opportunity here. As you can see, we had some pretty major support around $200. We dipped by 25% from $200 down to $150. We came back up to $200, traded sideways for 2 weeks, and over the last 2 days, we've had some very strong momentum up. We have increasing volume here. We have the RSI moving higher, and we have the MACD crossing the zero line. So those are all very positive signs to see. Again, if we have technology moving higher Monday, Tuesday, I do think Fiverr is a great opportunity. Now, a couple of stocks that actually came up in my Discord chat this week is Mountain Valley MD. I saw a couple guys talking about this one, so I pulled it up, and I really like the chart because we set highs of $2.29. Now the stock is trading at like 45 cents. So it's down by over 75%, but we are sitting on a very key level of support that you can see right here. So what I'm looking for on this one is I want to see a very strong and clean bounce off of support at 40 cents. I want to see the price break through our 20 and 50-day moving average. I want to see it cross through this trend line, and more than anything else, I want to see increasing volume. Increasing volume is going to show that more people and more eyes are taking a look at this stock. That's going to drive more and more people to buy it, and that's what's going to move the price up. So I'm watching this one closely, but I really am looking for the volume there. The next one that I want to point out is Quisitive Technology Solutions. This came up in my Discord chat as well, and this one was really interesting because when you pull the financials for this company, they're growing extremely fast, and there is some very key levels of support and resistance here. The first one at kind of this $1.20, $1.25 level, and then this $1.70, $1.75 level has acted as resistance once, twice right here, 3 times here, and now it looks like kind of over the last week, we haven't really been able to break through $1.75. So what I'm watching for is a breakthrough here, or I want to see it come back down to $1.25 here, and I'd probably buy back in as soon as this kind of establishes as support. So that's what I'd be watching for here. I do think there's an opportunity because this company is actually growing extraordinarily fast as well. So my game plan for next week, number one, I'm watching the indices. Technology is either going to do extremely well next week, or I think they're going to do very poorly. So I am watching that very closely. If they do extremely well, the stocks that are at the top of my list are Amazon, Adobe, Shopify, all the companies that I listed here. I think they're all going to do extremely well. In the event that we open a little bit higher come Monday, Tuesday, I think it's going to be a good catalyst. So that's what I'm watching for closely. Other companies that I'm keeping an eye on here, the tickers, all of the ones that I talked about here, I do think there's opportunities in all of them. But if you're interested in learning a little bit more about how to analyze the charts like this, find companies, build your watch list, and build an entry and exit point, then you should definitely consider signing up for my Stock Market Fundamentals course. It is completely free. There's over 9 hours of content that will walk you through step by step everything you need to know to get started investing your money. Now, there's over 5,900 students, there's over 260 reviews, and there's over 1 million minutes of watch time on the course so far. So I would love to share it with you. It's completely free when you sign up with the link in the description down below. 2-week free trial. Cancel your subscription after that. It's like $20 a month, but I promise you it'll be the best free resource that you can find online. Now, if you get any value out of this video, remember to click that like and subscribe button, and I will see you guys in the next one. Good luck trading, good luck investing, and we'll talk to you soon.